stream. All right. Hi, everybody. It's Pixie. Welcome to the playground. Tonight is session 18 of our Vampire the Masquerade campaign. I'm so glad you guys can be with us tonight. We are going to be missing Idaho tonight, or is he on the late?
No, he's Idaho is going to be out. And
Okay.
Martha is still probably 45 minutes out.
So we'll get the session started with Alice and Vic, since Vic wasn't here last week. And then hopefully when Martha arrives to play Michael, we'll just kind of run into that and get the story going from there. So let me introduce you guys to our storyteller, Michael. And my husband, who plays Victor, Zack. I'm, of course, Pixie. Sorry for the voice tonight. I'm a little froggy. Extremely exhausted after a week away. So I'm just glad to be back. As always, we will not have alerts running, but we do watch and type in chat. So we love hearing from you guys. And remember, even my lurkers, if you just say hi in chat, it definitely helps my chat metrics. So I appreciate that. All right. How's everybody doing?
Well, I have a bunch of announcements that need to be made before we can get started with our evening.
Fantastic.
So, okay, first.
We're all dead.
I mean, yes, actually, but...
technically.
Technically, in that Sylvia Plath kind of way. Anyway.
Dark.
So, just for all the viewers out there who are watching, we are considering doing another night of maybe another vampire game, maybe another game in a different system. A couple of the things that got thrown out there were Blades in the Dark, Cyberpunk Red, The Wild Sea.
Cyberpunk, I've had my eye on for like ages. I just never knew anything about it, so that's kind of got my vote.
So if you're in chat, you want to throw out a vote, let us know what you'd be interested in seeing. We will totally take that into account.
Actually, if it doesn't lag,
can you do a vote thing?
I don't know if I can do that one from the phone. Let me see.
But maybe you can put up like a vote that will last like a week or something, so people can vote over the week.
So
you have a Discord. You can put the vote in Discord.
I can definitely do it in the Discord, and then once, I don't think I can, with my system, with the way I'm using the browser, I don't want to open Twitch and it throw everything off. But I can definitely go into my Twitch channel. But polls are usually done live. So maybe what we can do is put it on the Discord, let everybody know Monday night, show up and vote. How does that sound?
Works for me. I mean, it doesn't mean we will actually take them into account, but I'd like to hear what they have to say.
Another suggestion might be to wait till the end, because I know a lot of people trickle in while we're
Yes, we'll make the announcements again.
Like John usually shows up about halfway through.
Yeah, he gets in late. So just storyteller. I have an exhausting week. And so Alice might be a little more bitchy. And we're just going to let it play out of me. But I am extremely tired, so bear with me tonight, guys.
So continuing on, need to apologize with Vic. Didn't get with him for the solo this last week. This week has been absolutely nuts. Here is the first of the announcements. There will be no game next Monday.
Oh,
that's fine. It's Memorial Day.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting that. Who remembers holidays anymore?
My significant other, she's going on a mini vacation to go see some friends that she hasn't been able to see since before COVID, and so that leaves me and the boy for basically most of the week. And I don't know if I've ever said it online, but my son is autistic, so I cannot leave him unattended.
Of course.
No, that was me last week. Honestly, I mean, aside from her going to school, that I couldn't leave her unattended here at home either. So
No,
Um,
that's one thing I will always announce about my stream. We all have families. We all have real lives. This is just something we love to do and love to share with you guys. And family should always come first. So we're trying to lead by example here and be great people, great parents. And who knows, maybe Monday night at the same time, I'll just log in and entertain you guys with some like Steam games. I can always hop on Final Fantasy 14. So doesn't mean I won't be streaming. It just means we won't be doing Vampire.
um, the so the other thing that I wanted to say, and she doesn't get back till to the following Wednesday. So if we want to do a game later in the week, that's always an option. We could do a Saturday game like we were doing way back when to make up for it. If we just want to skip and just have it be a skip week and then come back to it 2 weeks from now, however y'all want to do it. Is
I'm kind of leaning on just skipping, giving it a week, and like I said, I can always jump on myself on Monday, and that won't be an issue. I just say that because with some of our friends that know that we're going to be here Monday night, they make time to be here, and so if we try to do something later in the week, it may not work for everybody's schedule, and then some of our diehard fans might not be able to make it.
Which leads to the next announcement that I have. Sorry that I've got a litany of things before we.
No, I love chatting before we get going.
I'm getting married.
Oh, congratulations!
Congratulations! Holy crap, that's awesome.
My wedding is the 21st of next month.
Oh my goodness!
Nice! Wow.
Quick. I know it is a huge stretch for y'all, but if y'all are interested in coming, I would love to have y'all. I know it is, like I said, I know it is last minute. It's literally something I'm have sprung on everybody else. They're like, you couldn't have given me more than 3 weeks.
Don't worry about it, dude. We gave people 6 months and 90% didn't show. So
anyways, so that's a thing. So y'all are obviously welcome. I'd love to see y'all.
Yeah, just get us the deets.
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads to kind of my final announcement, and this one's kind of a big one for me. I believe I texted both of you last night. Due to things going on in my life, and also just kind of a long-term separating from previous family situations, stuff like that.
Totally understandable.
After we do the legal stuff here and get married, I am legally changing my name. So
that's on our list as well.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm not just changing my last name. I'm changing my full name.
Full name.
Right. No, I will eventually be Pixie Phoenix. That's just... So have we chosen a name?
So it's what I texted you. Gideon Knox. Our last name will be Ravenold. But I'm just going to go by Knox. So.
That is fantastic.
Nice.
So that is, y'all are second and third people who I have told outside of family about this. So, so
so much good news. It's fantastic.
Again, I will get you all the deets about impending nuptials and whatnot. So, all right. With all of that said, it's still a vampire story. For all the people who are in chat, welcome to our
Let's
Vampire the
see
Masquerade
who we've got.
5th edition Chronicle, Billy by Night. Do we need to do a recap for dear old Vic?
No, we read the recap together.
Literally just read it when, you just posted it, so we read it about 30 minutes ago or so.
So it's fresh.
So y'all are fresh on what happened last week. So we're going to do a little bit of a meta discussion before we continue on. Vic, how do you want to handle your absence? Do you want it to be what basically was our in-game discussion is that you were kind of coping with the events of what happened at Lavina Polita and seeing your ex in your head?
You mentioned something about a Saturday, possible Saturday. Would you be opposed to that being like a group catch up? I mean, a solo set catch up.
Absolutely. If you want to do a solo session
on Saturday,
we can basically kind of do a fill-in
figure
session.
Out what happened that night or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So then I will Let me make a note. Okay, so
Yeah, I know last week was crazy, but this week looks like it's gonna calm down a bit. So
does it ever?
hopefully.
You say that.
Hey, today was much better than last Monday. So I'm not even gonna compare. I'm not working right now, so we're good.
That's true.
So we're going to say it has been a few days. It is not the previous night. It is a week later. The week has been busy. The club has seen a slow trickle in of people now that the CDC has lifted the mask mandates and told people that if they are vaccinated, they can head out. And as soon as when Mr. Starwell gets here, we will get a final say on whether or not they're still requiring masks within the club. It has been a increasingly busy week, despite it being unseasonably hot, turning into kind of a sweltering summer heat with some cloud cover and some humidity in Philadelphia. The club has indeed been a lighthouse with crowds of people pouring in, happy to get away from their homes, happy to be back out and enjoying the Philadelphia nightlife. So, with that said, you've got a staff full of happy, if not very busy, ghouls. Let's do some housekeeping. Roll and see if you start the evening perhaps a little more peckish than normal.
No, wrong one. Damn it, close menu.
Well, fix it. You can just re-roll. Actually, if you hit the re-roll button under him, it'll roll for you.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize he beat me.
And
I didn't realize I was
Are
muted.
you kidding me?
So,
well, this plays right into how I feel. All right, let's go. It's not going to be a lot of acting tonight, y'all. You're getting the real Pixie after an exhausting week. So here we go.
So, evening starting. How are you starting your evening? What are you doing?
Well, it looks like I'm hungry.
How's the club looking?
Did I read that roll correctly?
You did indeed. You are slightly more peckish than would otherwise be.
Okay.
The club.
How late is it?
It is, say, 10-ish.
Yeah, it's a little early for the cokeheads.
It is indeed a bit early, but there is already a decent crowd of people who are coming in through the door. It's not a full house yet, but it's looking like it's going to get there.
If I wander around, can I sense anybody that's possibly like stoned or high or something like that? Like they may be toked up before they came to the club?
If you want to make a check to see if you can successfully hunt,
Okay.
that'll be 4 white, 2 red. Excuse me, not 4 red. That would be
4 and 2. Okay. All right, everybody. Wish me luck.
Oh, that's not that. That's the wrong roll. That did not work out correctly. So that is
Oh, okay.
Did you do your whites first? W4.
I thought I did. Oh, there was a space. Sorry.
No worries.
Come on, keyboard.
Happens to
So
you all.
4, 2. Okay.
There we go.
So you find somebody who is high. He
Please
is,
tell me it's pot.
it is indeed Pod.
Awesome.
He is not particularly high. He is very. Maybe he smoked before he, a couple
That's what I was
hours ago,
figuring. Like he hotboxed the car before he came in.
something like that. He's not. He is not what I would consider to be particularly appealing. However, in a pinch, are you going to feed?
Yeah. Get it over with. Just get my strength up for the evening.
So he is exceptionally kind of surprised, shall we say, that not just an extremely attractive, but a bartender is taking interest in him. When you bite, let's say, for the sake of argument, that you're doing it in a more or less public environment, so it's going to be.
I couldn't take him to a booth.
There are enough people there that even in a booth situation,
Okay.
you can still have some looky-loos. So
I can't do like a sexy makeout session and just kind of like look like I'm necking him.
you might be able to get away with that, but not without drawing a lot of attention to yourself.
Take him to the bathroom. That's where all the.
Talk about drawing attention. What I was going to say is doing it in, so it is not uncommon for kindred to be able to feed in public and learn that they can, for instance, say, look like they are kissing somebody's hand while they're actually sinking their fangs into the wrist.
I didn't know that.
It doesn't have to be the neck. Yeah,
you can as long as it is a major artery, you can dig in.
I never thought about it that way. I mean, I didn't think that we couldn't. It just like that's really creative. Yeah, let's go for it.
So, it is not much. It is enough to take a single hunger die off of. He is.
So that puts me at 2.
Puts you at 1.
1. Oh, okay. Good.
So, his. Okay, I cannot open your. That's interesting.
Ouch.
Okay, I for some reason cannot open your page. I can open other people's pages, just not yours.
I'm deleted. The system deleted me. It said no.
Can you open your page, Jeb?
Can I what?
Here, I'm gonna
Character sheet.
really quickly refresh and.
Sure.
Like when
Technical difficulties, but that's okay. How's everybody doing in chat?
There it goes. Okay.
Drop in and let us know what's going on with you.
So your hunger comes down to 1. He is a. I won't say a sad feeling, but it's definitely a very lazy feeling. It's definitely kind of a. Yeah, he's super excited that he got to, get fed on by or got to experience this, as he doesn't realize that he's been fed on, and being a little low on blood combined with being a little high, suddenly things are a little more, shall we say, interesting for him. But realistically, he doesn't really realize what's happened to him. Now, for you, the feeling that you get from him is lethargic, kind of lazy, perhaps a little melancholy. almost a kind of grounded feeling when you walk away from him. His high is, he is a little higher perhaps than he was before he met you.
Yeah.
A little bit more euphoric.
I dropped one, but I don't know where it went, so uh-oh.
Cats get it.
Vic, how are you starting your evening?
If doors, I'm gonna go check on Romano at least and see how things are going at the doors. That's usually how I start most evenings. Check the doors.
Romano and Andrea are outside, handling doors, getting the line in order. There's not a huge line outside. There's probably 5-10 people who are waiting to get in. They're thinking people are getting moved in fairly quickly. Romano has the sense and wherewithal to wave at you and kind of give you the nod that says, yeah, everything's going fine here.
Okay. I'll go back in and check in with Al, see if there's any loose ends need to be tying up or anything we want to go investigate, or if we just want to spend the night here at the club. Or...
I mean, unless there's something like you and I, like either of us personally really need to check out, I'm kind of hesitant, and I kind of want to wait till Michael wakes up and can kind of join us, and we can maybe come up with a game plan.
Okay.
So what do you want to do? What's your feeling?
Right. If that's the case, I'll stick around the club for a little while and just kind of scout out and see if any interesting parties show up. Or
So good.
While you two are discussing your plans, Moira happens to find you. Has anybody checked on our guest?
I'm not sure. Has Michael been down there?
who's the guest? Roy?
No,
Oh, Abs. Okay, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
He's been downstairs.
He's just chilling. Okay, that's right, because he asked for protection. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we can go talk to him at least, or at least, I don't know.
Yeah, if Michael hasn't been, that's what I asked Moira. I was asking, do you know if Michael has been down? If Michael has not, then we can go have a chat.
Moira shakes her head and is like, Michael still has not woken up.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go down and just kind of give a check, have a chat, see if he needs sustenance or anything.
So, when you head downstairs, there is a buzzing feeling. You can both feel it. For you, Victor, it is a buzzing feeling. It feels that sensation like when your hands, your feet are about to fall asleep, except it's your entire body. It is similar for you, Alice, but it's also in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's this feeling that is like static. It's like static electricity. You can actually feel your connection to the cobweb. Feels like there is a muffling effect over it.
So I'm not hearing the voices. I'm not.
You can feel the imprint, as it were. Like you could tell mentally in your mind's space where they should be, but they just aren't there. It's just like it's like TV static.
Yeah.
Everything.
I don't know if I like this, Vic. Like I don't know. I can't say it feels wrong, but like I'm feeling weird as shit. Are you sensing that?
Yeah.
the door has markings on it. Some of them are glyphs. There's numbers. There's geometric shapes. Some of them are smeared in blood. Some of them are actually carved.
This bitch fucking up our stuff, man.
When you go to knock on the door or open it, the door actually opens by itself. A couple things become very clear that are very, very strange to you. One, the room itself does not look anything like the room that you know existed here before. The room previously was mostly sterile. It was a very, very kind of minimalist, basically a cot, a light. It was very, very, not meant to be like a hotel room or a home or anything like that. Instead, there is warm, spicy smells. There is thick carpets that are covering the floor. There is tapestries that are hanging on the walls and shelving, and it's all things. There are books, and there are.
This bitch had Pier 1 delivered. What happened? When did we miss this?
The second thing that you notice is that there are two people who are suspended from the ceiling.
Do we recognize either of them?
You're pretty sure you've served at least one of them a drink before.
This fucker snuck out and started kidnapping our people. How do we know he's not the one that's been haunting outside of the club, picking people off? If this is kind of bullshit he's going to drag into our club.
Well, these two are...
Oh boy. Looks like roll D20 had a little bit of a reset there, guys. Row. Let's see if we can get a hold of these guys in chat. Okay, guys, so I'm going to have to refresh the browser here, so it's going to look a little funky for a minute, but it looks like D20 went down and locked everybody out, so we're going to do a refresh of the page. I'll fix the map again.
There you go.
Way back, there you are.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like we all got dropped, like the whole page. We all
Yeah.
had to refresh to get back in.
So I'm just kind of fixing the map and everything real quick. All right, we're back. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
That wasn't on your end. That was roll D20. That was roll 20.
I'm sure that was...
Like,
Oh,
we
I
all
know,
got
and
dropped,
and
so.
I did explain that on chat. You know, I just more or less apologize for the inconvenience.
Where was it? Oh, yes.
The two people hanging from the ceiling.
So they are upside down, hung in the typical fashion of, say, the Hanged Man Tarot card.
Mm-hmm.
Both are blindfolded. That is peculiar enough.
Mm.
One of them has what looks like an IV tubing running out of his arm and into a cauldron in the middle of the room. The other through ways you've never seen before
Obviously.
has blood literally flowing out of a wound in their throat. It is actually swirling through the air like a river and pooling into Abrasi's mouth while he is reading a tome
He just chilling.
and working over this cauldron. When the door opens, he looks up and the river of blood finishes flowing a little bit like a straw, like one of those squiggly straws going through the air and into his mouth where he swallows. He says, "Good evening. I'm not sure I received your names when I came the other evening."
Um, I'm Alice. Everybody pretty much calls me Al. I'm sorry if I seem out of sorts, but I'm a little in shock here at your choice of decoration, to put it mildly.
He looks around and he goes, "I'm unsure how long I will be here, and I thought it best to continue my research and my studies while I am here. You have a generous herd here in your rake. I really must thank Mr. Starwell for providing so much ready sustenance. I see how easily you live here."
From what I understood of that conversation, you were offered sanctuary. It seems a little weird to come up in our club and pick off your sustenance without at least letting Michael know you were going to do this on our grounds.
I guess I am terribly sorry. I did not mean to offend. I thought that this was part of our arrangement.
Like I said, if you had spoken to Michael about this with me not around, then maybe something was discussed. I'm basically going off of what I heard when you arrived.
And I'm just going off of what I see. I wasn't even here when you arrived, but this is totally not kosher.
He bows slightly and says, "Again, I am deeply apologetic. This was not my intent to offend or to intrude or appear to be trespassing. I simply thought that this was the agreement that I had agreed with. If that is not the agreement, then I will make amends with Mr. Starwell, and I will do what I can."
If you need to feed, we can provide for you, but we don't kill our patrons, and we don't capture them, and we don't hold them prisoner either.
at the mention of not killing them, he looks at you. The expression might be best that you just told him that you seek your food out of a garbage dumpster. He is. They are pigs. They are sheep. They are.
Let me stop you right there, son. Let me stop you right there. Okay, because you sound like an old grandma that pulls this crap about that's the way it's always been done. I appreciate your outlook. The world has fucking moved on, okay? We can't just sit here and pick people off, torture them, and especially on our territory. You have fucked up. And I'm not going to do anything without consulting Michael. Michael has not, awoken yet. But you can bet your ass when he has awoken, I will be sitting right there ready to have this very, very deep conversation about what you've done. You cannot make excuses for calling people pigs. I was once one of those people.
So were you.
I was not brought to a higher standard of life just because I was turned. So, pardon me for having some lingering respect for humanity.
He appears very shocked, and he says, again, I apologize. Again, this is what I thought was the norm here. He goes, I will not trespass like this again.
Noted.
I like how he thought it was the norm here when it's not happening here. It just happens here all the time, right? I'm like, never? No? Okay, I'll make it happen.
Vic, you got anything else to say to this guy? Because honestly, I'm utterly disgusted. I need to go down and check on Lane and
honestly,
get the fuck out of here.
I don't know much about him, so no, I'm in the same boat as you. I'd rather just like go upstairs and let Michael deal with him, just because because I don't think Michael would let this fly either. This is pretty.
Okay, so you guys are going to walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you walk away, the door closes after you, as if by like a magnetic force. Upstairs, the club is significantly more happening. Lane is busy slinging drinks.
Does she look like she needs help?
She doesn't necessarily look like she needs help.
Okay.
The crowd is not particularly deep. It's moving fairly quickly.
Okay.
You both, however, would find it impossible not to notice two, let's not say patrons, but certainly not uncommon sights. A cafe au lait skinned leather jacket, an afro wearing woman standing next to a very, very large Puerto Rican fellow.
Fuck. Vic, I can tell you right the fuck now, these guys are up to no good, and I would bet my left fang that these guys are from Miami and they're looking for that guy.
It's actually Threnody and Raul.
Really? Okay. I didn't expect, like, you said Puerto Rican, and my mind went straight to, like, oh shit, this guy, like, ran him down from Miami, and we got some fucking, okay.
No, Raul was
Okay.
Puerto Rican.
Okay, I had forgotten that fact, so. I'll take my left fang back. My bad, y'all.
I'll invite them back. You know,
when
green room. Is there a room? I don't know if green room is open. If green room is open, I'll invite them back so we can all talk.
you can take them to the green room, you could take them if you wanted to the conference room downstairs.
Downstairs is where the other vampire is, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, away from that shit.
So to the green room it is, or you could just talk to them out on the floor.
Nah, I'll go to the green room.
So
Yeah, it's usually fucking politics with them anyway, so it's better to hear everything they have to say.
Can't hear anything on the floor.
When Raul sees you, he is quick to raise his hand and point you out to Threnody. Threnody also raises a hand in greeting, and then as you beckon, they both follow. When you get back in the room, Raul shakes your hand, Alice, and does the kind of half bro hug to you, Vic.
Mm-hmm.
Comments on your, points at your
one arm.
Yeah, kind of points at your arm, been like, somebody been working out.
Mm-hmm.
Threnody says, well, it's great to see you both. Where's the man?
The guy downstairs? Abasi, Abrasi, Abublasi?
No, Michael.
Michael? Sleeping.
Still?
Yeah.
This is
We're waiting. Yeah, we're waiting for him to wake up too.
Hey, come on, Threnody, have a little faith. We can carry on without the patriarch. Just for a night.
She goes, well, I heard about what happened with the apartment building too far from here. That all you?
Not me personally.
I don't remember that one in the
The apartment that got firebombed to hide the body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that one was in the news. That that whole building. That's guess that's one way to cover your tracks.
Well, it wasn't exactly my first choice, but yeah, arson's not high on my list of how to get rid of shit.
And they didn't have me, and I have his expertise in demolitions. You know, like I could have, Sadly, I wasn't here. I was out.
Well, we were dropping by mostly to check in on Michael and make sure that his new position is West Philly Baron is panning out for him. We did want to ask Raul was like, let me have any of your residents had to fight off anything lately? Nothing, no Sabat related, no Cam related. All quiet on the Western Front, as it were.
As far as I know, I haven't heard of anything. I mean, we can definitely put some feelers out if you think it's warranted, but we haven't heard anything specifically.
Raul nods at you, goes, yeah, you should probably make sure that everything is as it should be. We haven't seen anything so far, but that's what's got us worried. Threnody.
So the absence of drama has you worried that there's going to be bigger drama.
So it's not absence of drama; it's absence of anything. You know, at least every once in a while, a couple, you know, Camarilla thugs will try to muscle in on our territory, or we'll have to shove out, a couple shovel heads who are, trying to make waves or, do stupid shit. But
Honestly, other than the reason well, I won't say we, again, it wasn't my choice, but the apartment situation was kind of a means to an end for a disturbance. I can't
It's
remember. Yeah, I
it's
can't.
also possible that the reason they haven't seen anybody lately is because they're pulling back to reform or regroup.
Raul kind of looks at you when you mention that. Alice goes, "What do you mean?"
Well, we kind of figured out part of our missing persons in our vicinity situation. Just part of the puzzle. But let's just say a human not even worth his own humanity. So he got taken care of as part of the apartment.
Three and Raul kind of look at one another and Threnodies. What do you mean, part?
Well, from what we can tell, he only seemed responsible for some of the missing persons. So, what is still happening with these other people that cannot be accounted for is still again part of the puzzle.
Serenity and Raul kind of look at one another. And Raul says, how many missing total?"
I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not all that great with fucking remembering numbers and shit. Vic, do you remember?
I can't even read.
No one asked you to read anything, dumbass. We asked you to count. You can't 1, 2, 3.
I wasn't here. I don't know.
We're talking about the missing persons case, though.
Oh, the missing persons?
Yes, they want to know that, I'm explaining to them that the guy that we had to deal with in the apartment was responsible for some, but we're still, the others are unaccounted for. I can't remember
Is
the
that something
fucking
that was
number.
found out last week, though? Because I don't remember a guy in the apartment being responsible.
So kind of sidestep. That was the week that you had to deal with the club where you were at Lavana Polita, where it was you and Michael and Alice were at the club, and Idaho was dealing with the situation here.
Idaho did all that shit.
Okay.
So something that you would both know is that there were around 15 missing people.
Okay. That was just my issue. I'm already, I have dysgraphia, so it's like I couldn't. You say 15 and I might have remembered 51, so.
And then you know from your discussions with Idaho that the gentleman in the apartment claimed responsibility for 6.
Okay.
Was that something that came up last week? Because I don't remember. I don't remember that.
I think he told the group that the dude was responsible for 6.
Because hadn't we figured out the original 15 with the help of the detective?
Mm-hmm.
He gave us kind of that number. And then now that we figured out that the serial killer was responsible for 6, we still got 9 down.
Well, 2 more down in the basement because of what's his nuts.
Well, we
Raul,
don't know if they're part of the original missing persons flyer
No, they're not going to
situation.
be part of the original missing persons flyers, but I'm pretty sure they're going to show up on the next round.
Yes, but I would really not prefer to talk about this in front of Trinity. I mean, especially not if Michael doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Okay, let's just leave those guys out of it till we figure out what the fuck is going on with that situation. So Trinity, at this point,
I'm sorry, that still wasn't even in game. That was kind of still part of
Oh.
our game discussion. I wasn't like,
you being all meta and shit, and I'm trying to
No,
play it out.
I'm just saying, like, that's. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll go back in game now. Okay, I'm good. Sorry, we're good.
Raul and Trinity kind of discussing amongst themselves. And Raul could be a poacher. That seems like that's a lot, and that's a lot of carelessness.
Exactly. And we obviously don't want to take the heat for this. Like, we'd love to solve the puzzle, solve the mystery, but we certainly don't want to take any heat.
Trinity kind of thinks about it for a second and says, what if it's not an or, but it's an and? What if it's a poacher and something else?
You've seen something? You've heard something?
No, but a long time ago, we had a situation where we had locals who just kept missing. And it was, with our kind, that's not uncommon, but there were, regulars at bars, and, stuff that was obvious enough that people started noticing. After a certain amount of time, after we finally, had put enough together, it ended up being that we had a poacher. There was somebody who was coming into our domain and feeding, and then basically leaving their wrappers behind for us to have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just that. We also had a problem that wasn't even us. There was some gang disputes that were going on.
When are they not?
Well, it was human gang disputes.
Ah, interesting.
And the issue was that the cops got involved. And so what was happening is that they were basically playing tit for tat in the neighborhood. Neighborhood kids would harass one of the cops, while the cops would go and then fucking bust up and arrest somebody and then throw away the key. It turns out a lot of them weren't missing; they were incarcerated. A lot of times it's trumped up charges, but it was one of those things where it wasn't an or situation. It wasn't like there was one thing that was responsible for all of it. It was
kind of all rolled together.
It was a couple colluding situations that were happening at the same time. Now, maybe you have already found one of your situations, and the or the and here is, and you've got a fairly prolific poacher, or it could be something completely different that you're unaware of.
Yeah. And that's been our issue. Like we said, we kind of felt like we at least took care of one angle of it, but how do we figure out what happened to the rest, and how is it gonna, if it's gonna continue, how is it gonna affect the business?
Well, the biggest issue that you're going to have is not so much the business. Michael's run this place for long enough and transformed it enough times that even if it somehow came back to this, he'd pull stakes and y'all find a new place. I don't have any doubt about that. It'd suck.
So do you think this is it's more about clan disputes that we should be worried about?
Could be clan. Could be interclan fighting around here, although who would it be? I don't know that.
Grasping at straws, I am.
Could be.
We need to.
Could be intersect fighting. Could be the cam using you guys as a dumping ground. Using you guys like a juice box, coming over here to get their fill.
That thought had occurred to me, actually.
Could be Sabat shovelheads who are doing the same thing. Could be just as realistically, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but has Michael made sure that all of the other licks in this area are they're all cool with him claiming his barony? Are they all cool with his domain? Because it could be somebody trying to basically show what they can get away with. Them saying, oh, the Baron's not all that powerful because look what I can do right under his nose.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, you need to quash that shit fast. Because if it's one doing it, one person starts seeing
Oh,
it,
yeah, no.
all of them start doing it.
And we certainly do not want that bullshit. No, it's definitely an idea to bring up to Michael. Because you know how Michael can be sometimes, and definitely knows things and has details that are not always revealed to us. So,
Not only that, I think I want to set Andrea up on the roof so she can just watch. Like I really think her sniper skills are going to be more put to use up on the roof and trying to see who she can spot, if anything. If she can see people disappearing around the origins of the club. I really think she's going to be more put to use, putting her sniper skills to use on the roof.
When you mentioned Andrea, Threnody kind of looks at you and who's that?
She's Michael.
Raoul's kind of like, yeah, about that. Raoul looks at you and goes, you ever ask her about what she used to do for the cam?
I get a pretty good idea.
She ever tell you that she used to do it to us too?
I had that feeling, but as my ghoul now, I think she's at least come around to our side, But if you think talking to her more is warranted, I don't mind talking to her.
Raoul kind of holds his hands up. He goes, look, I trust you. I mean, as much as I trust any lick. But he says, if you're taking responsibility and you think you've got her on a leash and that you can, that she's fighting for the side of angels, he goes, then I will, if you're going to take that responsibility and take that, then as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough for me. He says, I can't speak for everybody else in the room, and he kind of shoots a pretty pointed look, but he said, but I will warn you that not everyone is going to be happy to see her.
When you say not everyone, do you have someone particular in mind?
Well, it's not particulars. There's you got to understand those skills that she's used.
She's used them on the Anarchs.
She's used them on the Anarchs. Now she's, I get it. She's a ghoul, and her. The guy who was holding her blood leash, so to speak, was, pulling that chain. I get it.
Yeah, we released her from that blood chain, so that's but she still did what she did, and
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a lot of anarchs that recognize her and her face and know that she did what she did. So it's going to be something she's,
Now, some of them might be happy. Some of them might be happy to know that she's on our side now. It's not a lot exactly like she's lacking in skills that she doesn't make extremely apparent in every single possible chance that she gets. But with that said, not everyone's going to be thrilled to see her. You're going to have to deal with that at some point. Somebody's going to come up and see her and want to take a shot. You're going to have to decide if you're going to stand in the way or not. I mean, she's your ghoul now, so that's what you should do.
Well, if anyone wants to take a shot at her, she's gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go through me first.
Well,
and I'm a bigger target than I used to be, so
that is not incorrect. Trinity looks at you guys and says, just be careful. I'm not saying throw her under the bus or anything like that, but
I appreciate the warning. I will definitely heed that warning because we certainly don't want any extra targets on our back. And
I'll have a talk with her, but
yeah, I think that's definitely called for at this point after some of the things she's,
I think honestly the thing she wanted most was just a militarized lifestyle. She really wanted to be told what to do and where to go. And I think her last vamp took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
And just so her military lifestyle is very much I'll take orders, I'll do what you tell me to do, and that was taken advantage of. So now we're getting her on the right track, and not only we're giving her orders, but we're also giving her some decisions and just not letting her know that they're her decisions to make.
Mm-hmm.
So
as long as she's fighting on the side of angels, this will work, because that is Raul kind of goes, I'm not saying I couldn't take it. Said I just might not want to.
I get it.
So, at this point, let's take a break. We'll come
Yeah.
back top
Sounds
of the
good.
hour, bio breaks and all of that. And hopefully when we come back, Mr. Starwell will be with us.
Yes.
Woo!
Can't wait.
Michael,
All right, guys.
Wake up, Michael. Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up!
So everybody gonna take a bio break. Might be an extra couple of minutes because I know my dinner's just about ready and I'd like to bring that in and get settled with that. So yeah, maybe closer to 10:15. I know that's a late break, but stick with this and hopefully, like we said, Martha will be back with us tonight. So everybody take a break and we'll meet back here.
Wait, you said 10:15. It's 6:49. Wait, how long of a break are you wanting to take?
Top of the hour. We're back at top of the hour. Oh, but of course.
And there's Michael.
We'll go back to the screen real quick. We were literally heading to the Be Right Back screen to go get.
Hi guys.
Yay! How
Well,
are
this worked
I
you?
made it. Hold on.
I was just announced that we would be back at 10:15, and I was
That's
like,
not what I
10:15?
said.
What?
10
This is what you
or
said.
15.
Oh, okay. You said 10 or okay. I
Like
heard
in
10,
10
15.
or 15.
Yeah,
Yes.
I heard 10:15. So I was like, what in the hell?
So why don't we go and
3.5 hour break?
why don't we still go ahead and take that break and get Martha caught up real quick. And like I said, we'll come back and Michael will be joining us. So, yay! All right,
Scott
guys.
will not. Unfortunately.
All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. Welcome back to Pixie's Playground, where I am Pixie. I'm a variety streamer. I stream Monday nights, our live-action role-playing game of Vampire the Masquerade. I also stream Final Fantasy XIV and various Steam games. So thank you so much again for joining us tonight. We finally got joined by Martha, who plays Michael. And just a warning, we're all eating dinner, so there. Get your dinner, join us, some snacks, whatever. We're gonna eat in front of you too. But yeah, let's get going because this is getting good.
So, welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Billy by Night. So, seeing as how we have a waking Mr. Starwell, I'm going to need to do a little bit of housekeeping for that one.
Yup.
So let's see if you were as lucky as Vic was to wake up and not need a little bit of a bite, or if you were like Al and woke up needing a snack. Somebody woke up cranky. So. When you arise from your slumber, how do you start your evening? Where you have woken up late. This has not happened to you in at least a decade. So when you wake up, the club is already rolling. There's already a veritable feast out on the floor and at the bars. Money's being made. Life's a party. So where are you headed to start your evening?
Well, even if I wake up late, I still do first thing, check messages, check emails, because running a company, and apparently people need things from me now.
You are without messages, and your emails are mostly business focused. The closest thing that you have is an email from Threnody saying that she will be stopping by.
Early this evening?
Yes.
Quickly gather myself, throw something on, and head downstairs to check out the scene.
So, when you head out into the club, there are tons and tons of people here who have already come in. Bars are already full. Lane is handling the main bar adequately. Tons and tons of people grabbing hands, trying to get a moment with you, trying to network with you, make contacts. When you get to the front bar, to
Mike,
check in
your mic.
with Lane, she pulls you behind the bar and, gives you a hug, but when she gives you a hug, she whispers in your ear. They're in the green room.
I head to the green room.
When you get to the green room, there are 4 kindred inside. 2 of them would be your coterie mates, Vic and Al. The other 2 would be Raoul and Threnody. When you come through the door, Raoul waves to you and Threnody stands up and gives you a hug before saying, "We were just talking about the wolf you have here in the club, so to speak."
The what now?
The guy you let sanctuary in the basement.
Abaris or Abar. I'm bad with names.
It starts with an A.
Yeah.
Abasi, Abari.
Asshole.
What? At this point, like, so this is meta. Michael doesn't know yet because no messages, no nothing. So, like, what? What do you mean? That?
Well,
Nothing?
Threnody kind of raises an eyebrow when you guys bring up Abrazi. And she goes, no, Andrea. So, Raul looks at you and says, we were just giving Vic here a bit of a heads up that, we're glad that Andrea's on the side of angels now, so to speak. But not all anarchs are going to be happy to see her. Like, she was a cam agent for a while. Like, the work that she's doing for you guys, she was doing against us for a long time.
I don't know if you remember her history or not, but when we encountered her, she was a I forget if she was Sabat or Camarilla. I think
She was right? When you and Raul first found her, she and her master were being tortured by a pair of Sabat.
Right. So they were Camarilla. So she was used by her previous master to do the same thing, to hunt out the anarchs. So there's a lot of anarchs that know her face and know her by name because she was a hunter of the anarchs before we found her. So she's got a history behind her that doesn't help us, basically.
Come on.
No, now, Michael, hurry up, now.
Come
We're
on.
not waiting. I'm just kidding.
It's supposed to be a liquid diet.
Seems I let that one congeal.
Oh.
Well, that seems to be understandable.
Threnody looks at you and says, so how did everything end up with the Hekata?
You have to remind me, what's the Hakata again?
Carmine and everything.
Okay.
Well, I do owe Carmine a boon. But Princey Poo is holding the deed to the request for him. And yeah, I'm not about to start being tower lackey anytime soon. So at this point, it seems to have come to a grinding halt. And from what I'm picking up, it might be for the better.
Threnody says, how do you figure?
I don't know how to put this. It just seems like making a deal with the devil.
She doesn't mean he's old enough. So yeah, I'm sure it feels like that. But you seem real hung up on this. Like, you and I have been around one another for quite a while, Michael. You seem a little.
Too hung up on this.
What's going on?
The job is not worth it.
What makes it not worth it? Chance for money, powerful ally.
So far, we're okay with the money. I don't know if it's an ally or a trap. There's already telling of certain barons in certain individuals' pockets, which is giving me a flavor of bad flavor in my mouth.
Well, you shouldn't put members of Akata in your mouth.
Yeah, that I know. Oh, do I know?
She, when you say that, she gives you kind of a look like she wants to say something and thinks better of it. She goes, well, before you make any sort of decisions on exactly how you feel about this, the only thing that I can possibly offer you as a piece of advice, take it or leave it, is to perhaps investigate all possible angles and all of the sides. If your gut says it's a bad deal, don't take the deal. But
What if the price is too high?
depends on how you look at the price. Raoul chimes in and says, you know, you tell me that I owe you $1 million and I need it tomorrow, that price is too high. You tell me I owe you $1 million and I get to pay it out over the next 20 to 30 years, that seems like a bargain.
The only way that I'm going to get that what's it called? Funeral home for Carmine.
Oh, the mortuary.
Huh?
You talking about the mortuary?
Yeah. Funeral home, mortuary. Death place.
Storage.
Temporary. Is pulling out a hit for Charles that I have no intention of doing.
Trinity goes, let me get this straight. So Charles has a deed to the funeral home
Mm-hmm.
that Carmine wants.
Mm-hmm. That's yours, Knox.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie wants you to put a hit out on somebody. Did he tell you why?
No, some personal grudge, I'm assuming. Bunch of hippies that aren't bothering anybody.
You say that Trinity kind of goes, hippies. Excuse me. Rolls is okay. Regardless, it's the way I see it. If you don't want to do the job, you've got two options. You either need to convince Charles to give up the deed some other way, or get the deed from him some other way. Or you need to convince Carmine that he needs to find a different place to live.
How do you convince something that old and that set in stone to change their mind?
Find him a better deal.
Where, though? Any ideas? Preferably not in my backyard.
Right?
The guy in the basement.
That whole mess.
I've heard tell of Hecate involvement that gets a little too big for its britches. I'm not trying to see any gentrification come into my town.
There you guys. I mean, they're the bank. What they lack in manpower, they make up for in money and knowledge. But the
No.
but they have to.
Knowledge? Do they trade in knowledge like the Nosferatu?
You noticeably see Raoul's skin kind of crawl. And he says, "Oh, well, I mean, no, they're necromancers.
So they get their information. Forcefully, if necessary.
You know, it's among kindred. You know, when we were all flesh and blood living, you know, everybody asks themselves at some point what they think happens on the other side."
You just mentioned they dealt in information, so the thought that came to my head was maybe we could put him in touch with some Nosferatu, and that would be, you know, just kind of a connection between the two information-based, you know, if they both deal on information. But you know, if they get their information from the dead, I don't know that they're going to get much use out of.
Infinity's kind of like, well, the Nos tend to deal in secrets more than they deal in anything else. They like to know things that nobody else knows.
Information, yeah.
Sure, sometimes, but
Yes.
Sometimes secrets are, you know, less so. You know, what's information? Is it, you know, somebody's bank account? Is it, you know, where somebody hides their deeds? Sure, but it's also, you know, maybe some people are, you know, keeping living relatives on the side when they shouldn't be. Or they,
Right. I can just see where the Venn diagrams overlap.
They gotta do.
Wait, you can't read, but you know what a Venn diagram is?
I can talk.
The Hecata have made dealing in the secrets of death and what happens after, and the secrets of people who died, their game, their trade, how they made so much money.
Blackmail. I take it.
Mhm.
Sometimes,
Recovery of lost fortunes.
sure. Sometimes. Sometimes something as simple as finding some rich asshole who's willing to pay any price to be able to say goodbye to somebody one last time, even if it's somebody who doesn't particularly want to be said goodbye to.
Fucking rich assholes. If only they had some taste, knew what to do with that money.
And if only there was a Nosferatu in the shadows to hear the secrets and could tell. I don't know. I'm seeing some. I'm seeing where we might be able to offer something. At least the Nas would be happy hearing all the secrets from the dead. You just have to find a way that the Nas could also equally contribute.
Right.
Well, if we actually do get the mortuary, we could probably set it up so we have entrances there for our personal NOS.
Mm-hmm.
Keep an eye on it, but probably have things in place for that. And we all know how easy the NOS are to trade anything for anything. They do more of it, so who knows how long that lasts.
Then again, if we set the Nas up in a situation where they're there to witness, the dead's last, secrets or whatever, then maybe they'll be forthcoming to divulge stuff with us because we're providing them with the opportunity to gain secrets. I don't know.
Trinity.
Just trying to think of a mutually beneficial. Sorry, go ahead.
Trinity and Raoul stand up and say, well, it seems you three of you have a lot to think about. We've got some other things that we need to attend to on our own trip tonight. As they say goodbye, Raoul exits the room. Trinity gives you a long hug, Michael. And looks you in the face and says, just remember, 2 things. Check your biases, find a better deal.
Any idea what else Charles might want right now?
That I could not tell you. But if it's something Charles wants, I wouldn't want him to have it.
Well, that's the problem. Till he gets what he wants, I don't know how to get that deed from his hand.
Trinity walks away. She says, by hook or by crook, my good man, by hook or by crook.
By hook or by what?
By hook
Crook.
or by crook, my good man, by hook or by crook.
Now, this is the first time I've ever heard this colloquialism.
In real life.
For real?
In real life, yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
What does this mean? By lure?
Force or by hook is
No,
like by
carrot or
force,
stick.
and then by crook is like by stealing. You're either going to take it by force or by stealing.
Oh.
By hook or by crook. At least that's what I've always taken it to be.
Any way you can get it.
Got it.
So, Trinity and Raoul have left. Now
You need to go look at your guy downstairs, Mr. Sanctuary.
What the hell is waiting for me down there now?
Patrons hanging upside down.
What?
Yeah.
And at this moment, I just like start hustling. I just like start running down the stairs.
When you get downstairs, before you even get within sight of the door, there is a feeling on your skin. It is the same type of feeling like when your hand is going to fall asleep, what's going to fall asleep, but it hasn't just yet, except it's over your entire body. When you get to the door of the haven, the Moira left for him, the door is covered in alchemical symbols, geometric shapes, numbers, letters. Some seem incredibly ordered and ornate. Some of them seem incredibly random and almost like they were cut in with a butcher knife. There's blood smeared on the door. And as you approach it, the door actually swings open. Inside, what was once a very, very sparse, minimal room designed for not much. Basically, a place for somebody to lay down if they needed to. Now, it's completely transformed. The floors are covered in thick carpet. The walls have similar carpeting and tapestries hanging off of them.
How?
There are shelves. There are books.
How?
Those are the easiest things to notice. The most immediate things, however, are the indeed two patrons who are hanging from the ceiling. One of them has an IV tube in their arm that is running into an actual cauldron in the center of the room. The other looks deathly pale. There is a gash in his throat.
Like deathly pale?
And flowing out of the wound, the blood is literally flowing out through the air and swirling slowly as it is going into his mouth as he is working over the cauldron and reading a tome.
Well, I see you're still doing this shit even after we told you Michael wouldn't like it.
I mean, the first thing I say is, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And I hope I have my security with him, and I'm like, get him down now, pointing to the one with the open neck throat. Somebody lick his throat.
Abrasi stops, and the blood pools out of the air into his mouth. He swallows, and says, again, I've spoken with your compatriots and I apologized. I was under the impression that my being here allowed me to partake in the delicious feast that you have above.
Well, you must be dumber than me if you thought that you still had that right after the last conversation we had.
What was the last
No, these are the
conversation
same.
they had?
These are the
What
same.
We essentially
I interrupt, and I
Before
don't
you
even
woke up,
let the Nancy say. And I look at Vic and I say, "What was the last conversation you had? What was the last thing you told him?"
before you woke up, me and Al came down here to find a very similar situation and told him that it was
exactly
not
the
allowed.
same situation. He hasn't done dick.
So you told him to get the fuck out. You told him to stop. And
We
pack
did
up shop?
not tell
We
him to
didn't
get the
tell
fuck
him to
out.
get out.
We told him to get
We did tell him that
clean it
this
up.
was not acceptable. This was definitely not acceptable, and that you were going to have an issue with it when you woke up.
You told
We
him
told-
to stop.
And we told him to clean it up.
You told him to stop, though, right?
No,
They told you to stop.
we warned you.
He said, well, I will not degenerate this down to he said, she said situations. I do not ever recall being told to stop.
Ooh, okay.
What do you recall being told then?
I recall being chastised for the taking of these kind
Chastise.
and was told that you would be unhappy with the arrangement, but that I was deeply apologetic and had misunderstood.
But you're still
what
doing
our-
it.
I love how he thinks that sanctuary, as in the real world, you would not go into a church and, take a piss on the cross. You would not do that under sanctuary. And you have blatantly disrespected us in our own home when we trusted you.
Abrazi looks to you, Mr. Starwell, and says, again, as I have apologized to your compatriots, I also apologize to you. I am deeply apologetic. I believe
Apologies.
that our agreement here for my state of refuge would have also included partaking in.
Apologies mean nothing without action. And nothing has changed since this is me and Al were first down here.
There seems to be lots of misunderstandings in the very short time we've known each other. In the very short
Yep.
time you've been in our realm. You must leave now. You must take everything and leave. We can no longer harbor you as sanctuary. And you are no more longer welcome to hunt in our realm.
His face falls, but he nods and goes, I understand. And again, I am deeply sorry. I will be gone before dawn.
So I lean into Michael and I'm like, seriously, do you think we should put somebody on security? Like, I don't care what he, does
Oh,
while
of
he's
course.
fucking
No,
packing,
no,
but
of
just have
course.
somebody hanging in the hall.
Of course. Have somebody posted by the door. Somebody.
That Michael didn't
Al,
hear this.
Al,
earlier.
please go ahead and take care of these two. How long have you had them here? I look at him and I say, how long have you had them here?
He points to the one with the two in his arm and says, he's been here for 3 nights. He points to the one with the gash in his eye and says, however, I procured this one this evening.
Al, if you would be so kind as to help these two gentlemen forget those.
Of course. Of course, let's get them
Period
done.
of
And you
time.
said someone has already licked him, so is he at time for that to kind of seal over? You said it was a pretty bad gash.
So okay, let's clarify perhaps a little bit.
Okay.
Which one are you attempting to take down? The one whose neck has been gashed open?
No,
I mean,
I understood they were
called,
already taken down. Like, as soon as Michael yelled, they were to be taken down. So I thought
and I
that they
like
were
pointed
already
at them yelling at one of the
down.
security guards with us, like
I'll help
whoever's
take
running
them
on
down.
security. I figured,
I'll help.
like if I'm,
The only security with you is Vic.
Yeah, that's fine. I should.
so I would have tapped somebody. Like if I'm pissed and like bombing down into the club, I'm gonna tap whoever else is on security and be like, "You come with me. Call somebody else."
So okay, so you would be wanting to get probably what Clyde and Andrea and
Whoever I could run over on like whoever I could grab on the way.
okay.
So it
So
depends on who's on the
And
door.
radio. Yeah.
so Andrea and Clyde are also there. When Clyde sees this, his first reaction is, "Who the fuck's gonna clean this up?" He's like looking at the door and he's like, "We're going to buy a goddamn new door. What the fuck?"
Maybe we can sell it as a piece of art.
I assume
When Andrea comes down, she sees everything and she's like, "Cool."
God damn it.
More and more she opens her mouth, the more and more I'm weirded out.
Yes, she is our wolf, as they told us. That she's our psychopath. Our violent psychopath.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Michael,
I thought
while
I
you're
was your little psychopath, Michael.
You're our nut job, babes.
Oh, okay.
You're our favorite little basket case.
Oh, I like that. Okay, thank you, Michael. I feel better. Okay. Well, if these two gentlemen are down,
before you woke up, Michael, I think I kind of made the decision to post Andrea up on the roof of the club for the most part. And that should solve two of our problems. One, the fact that her face is recognizable to a lot of the other anarchs because of her past. So at least it'll keep her out of the public sight. And two, maybe she can keep an eye on what's actually making people disappear around our club. So I'm thinking of making her more of an observant, eyes out, at least for the time
Eyes
being.
in the sky.
Eyes in the sky until we can
Hey,
figure out.
we can talk about this after this guy leaves, dude.
Oh, I thought he was gone already. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, we're still working on my
We're still
roles.
in the room.
We're working.
I'm kicking his butt out the door.
No,
right
no.
now.
We don't need to kick any butt right now. We're
Do I get to do my job now, Vic?
So, okay. Back to the question.
yes.
So, who are you talking about with the person with the gash in their neck when you were talking about taking them down? Okay.
Well, I was thinking about like whoever was strung up, both of them. I was talking about taking
You
both
gotta
of them.
one
Like,
at a
I would have
time.
pointed to both of them, and I was like, I pointed to these two. I was like, get them down.
Well, they're in very different situations. The one who has the gash in his neck
Is actually strung up.
They're both strung
They
up,
both are.
upside down, but he is deathly pale. If you are going to look at him, he is near death at this point. He is not dead, but
Shit.
if it is as if somebody drank he's basically been exsanguinated. There is not much blood left in his body. He will need to be hospitalized at the bare minimum, which will of course definitely bring questions. The other gentleman, despite being there for much longer, is actually in reasonably good condition. A little woozy, perhaps, when he comes down, and in somewhat of a trance as well. But other than the mark on his arm, where the IV was run, which, as Andrea pulls the needle out and notes, goes, "Dude, was this guy a phlebotomist in another life? Because this is like, there's no bruising. This is like perfect needle usage."
What does he say to that?
He has not said a single thing.
Please tell me why your 2 guests were treated so differently, and why now we have to cover our ass.
Again, I apologize.
I don't want
Oh my
apologies.
God.
I want explanations and actions. If you apologize one more time, I am going to physically assault you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
And if I don't, somebody else will.
Please.
He said, well, one was food. I needed sustenance. The other was for my research.
What research?
The research he thought he could continue here. He just was. Do you remember
Yeah.
when he asked? He was like, "I just need a place to complete my research
Yeah.
in quiet and solitude where I won't be
Yeah.
killed."
Yes, yes. Now
Yeah,
I need to know
home
more
dude.
about this fucking research.
Yeah, no shit. Like, it's not like reading a couple of books, bro.
Exactly.
He shakes his head and he says, it will no longer be your issue. I will leave.
No, it is my issue now. It happened here and it is now my issue. Since you did it here under my sanctuary, you owe me information. You shat on my bed. I need to know what you ate.
He points to the man and says, you already know what I ate.
Stop being literal. You are not helping your situation.
Okay. How did doing this have anything to do with your research? We need to connect some fucking dots here, dude.
And just know you wouldn't be the first one to leave here on the roof. Under the
Yeah, no shit.
Shit. Like kick Vic in the shin. Shut up.
I'm just saying, man.
No, you don't.
He doesn't want to come forth with answers.
Yeah, we don't make direct.
You gotta hold some cards back, man.
Hold on. This is literally how big mob families go under, because you actually admit to the shit you say instead of giving innuendo. Stop it. We cannot
Tut.
to wrongdoings in front of somebody that might leave here with that information. And
I think Vic just has too much fun making threats.
It's his job. But
Well,
Abrazi says it would take too much time that I do not have any longer to explain all of my research.
what are you researching?
He said, we have already discussed this.
No, specifically, what are you researching?
Whether or not our Dark Father is in fact walking these streets.
So how does taking his blood help you with that?
He says, have you never dealt with Tremere?
Not apparently this intimately.
He says, where do you think that we draw our power from? We're thaumaturges.
What?
oh fuck.
What is this?
It's like an arcane magic thing, correct?
Blood
Is
magic.
that like
Mm-hmm.
yeah?
Blood magic. Thaumaturgy is blood magic.
Thank God for Final Fantasy 14. Woo!
Oh, I knew that even before then, but yeah.
Well, because you're Mr. Smarty Pants. Me. Just be happy your wife knows what the fuck it means.
He says, within each of these kind that you hold in such high regard is a world of knowledge, of power. He says, it is simple to pluck them from their crowds and take it from them.
So you're telling me every human has information for kindred kind.
In some fashion, yes. Some more, some much less.
And what about being warned not to kill?
There are billions of them.
Does not matter. There's only one new ring. The rules are the rules, no matter how insignificant they may seem to you. If you are taking sanctuary somewhere, you follow the rules.
Again.
Nope, no apologies. None. I do not want to hear I'm sorry from you. I don't want to hear apologies. You knew this before. You settled in. And can I say settling in? Who the fuck brought all this shit in here? Magic again, I guess. Fucking blood wizards.
He says, I understand that you are angry and that I have overstepped my bounds. As I have said, we will be out and away from you before dawn.
Is it just me,
I'm
Michael?
taking this as a guarantee.
And he says, you have my word.
I don't know, Michael. It just still seems like there's just so much being glossed over here, and why we can't get straight answers. Just
Because he's a fucking wizard.
oh, I'm just talking about. I don't know. Maybe my spidey senses are tingling a little bit.
I'm a motherfucking wizard.
You're a wizard.
That's going in the notes.
Fucking 3 days and we didn't notice. How did he bring all this shit in?
Well, it's been a week.
Oh, it has been a week.
It's been a week since the last.
First time I've been down here.
Right? You would assume.
You think
that we
he's
came
got some
down-
kind of bullshit magic like Shaw? He
Hold
can
on a
just.
Grab the book.
What was the answer to that question that Al asked you?
What was the question?
If he's
Just
got things like Shaw.
You know, some bullshit shadow magic like Shaw, and he's pulling, like, you know, like I said, he went to that Pier 1 sale and, you know, just stocked the fuck up.
So,
Just
Let
portaled
us-
it right in.
let's make a roll for this.
Ah, fuck.
So that's going to be actually this
For
is a
me?
pretty decent. This is a pretty decent roll for you. So this would be your intelligence and your occult.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got 3 in each. So you have it's going to be 5 and 1.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna roll because I'll probably fail and get hungry.
Nice. Okay.
So
So you now have, that this is would be a very, very different circumstance. The difference being that with Tremere, their control of thaumaturgy, of blood magic, results in a very different and often very much more visible expression of their power than La Sombra, which is what Shaw appears to be, where their power is almost entirely predicated on darkness.
Okay. Okay. Dark magic, blood magic. Got it.
Well, more specifically, shadow magic. They require the absence of light in order to be able to
Okay. So it's not just like
Why we installed
dark
spotlights.
magic. It's literally dark magic.
No. That's why we installed all the spotlights in the club, so that if shot
Yeah.
shows up, we can
I
put
just
the
didn't know
spotlight.
if that particular power was just what's the word I'm looking for? Was part of dark magic, overall dark.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying? How I asked the
Yeah.
question? Okay. So I
So
wasn't
the-
assuming. I just needed
Yeah.
clarification.
Now, the major difference there would be that, particularly with Clan La Sombra, while they need shadows, they are also capable of generating.
I didn't know
shadows,
you were right behind me. You're right, my ketamine.
Which is how anytime that there is that disconcerting lights out circumstance around Shaw, he is literally generating that.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured it feels like an envelopment almost, like a fog in the dark.
Kind of, but it is actually, while it is extremely disconcerting for Kindred, it is actually potentially lethal for Kind.
Okay.
Being trapped in that for too long will literally result in suffocation.
Okay.
Theoretically, if Shaw was in your club, he could murder your entire club and leave an entire club full of asphyxiated people.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
Wouldn't be game over, but that's
No, I just.
well, that's a Masquerade breach that would certainly require leaving. You're not going to cover up that many bodies.
Well,
so
the circulatory system did a pretty good job. I'm just kidding.
So does he strike me as an eternal scholar rather than the pyramid loyalist?
Yeah, he's a lot more interested in his research than he might have at one point been extremely loyal to the Tremere, like as a whole, but this new vein of research, no pun intended, has certainly spawned him towards, or I guess you could even say radicalized him towards his research.
So he thinks the creator all of us is walking amongst us.
Told you.
The benefit of this to him would be, like, let's say I believed in the Grail. I was trying to find it to grant myself whatever.
More, I guess you could say, and again, this is kind of all out of game discussion. But
Yes.
what you could say is this would be the functional equivalent, less of the Grail and more of actual God. If you could prove God existed, what's the value in that? And that basically puts an end to how many different arguments, puts an end to how many different questions.
So I'm taking like what kind of arguments?
Well, from a purely theological standpoint,
right,
the actual evidence of Cain walking the world would put a huge dampen on Camarilla, who have been more or less an atheistic organization. They want to be the ones who are worshipped. So
it makes sense why they kicked him out.
Or why they would want that information suppressed. On the flip side of that, it would also probably be equally detrimental to the Anarch movement, as it would effectively force them to acknowledge that there is, in fact, a one true power structure out there that should exist.
Got it.
The only people who would be immediately beneficial to, frankly, would be the Sabbat, because they have always claimed to be the Sword of Cain,
Got it.
And they would immediately take this up as a point of, we were right.
And he came to us instead of the Sabbat.
Well, he came to you instead of the Camarilla.
Mm-hmm.
And I fear upon ejecting him, he will be going to the Camarilla, right?
Well, he is already on the run from the Cam.
Oh, yeah. I see no other option from him than running straight into the Sabbat, especially considering that he's trying to find the proof that they are the chosen ones.
Well, the other issue with that is as you know, as has been discussed, Shaw's missing. The Sabbater seem to be somewhat afraid right now.
So last time we saw him on the bus stop, when we were there with Gigi that night, we saw him get on a bus and leave. Or was that Yoru? That was Yoru.
Yeah, it was Yoru.
That was not Shaw. Okay, my bad.
No, the last person that saw Shaw would have been you, Mr. Starwell.
Yeah, I didn't see much of him. Not much left. But who knows? He might just be licking wounds and biding time, taking advantage of the fact that nobody thinks he's out there operating. All right.
I hate to say it, but we need spies.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, oh, I don't know. This might be a spy that we could use.
We need to like try and recruit some people and send them off into like Sabbat and Cam territory and just see
Well, to be fair,
like that.
this might be a weird, uncomfortable gift that crawled into our club too. I don't know. I really don't like any of this.
I don't either.
But realizing like what he's capable of and what his research is, fuck. Putting all of it together, fuck.
So that's why me and Al just let him know we were gonna let you deal with it when you woke up because we didn't want to make any rash decisions, but
Okay, maybe.
I don't like it.
So here is a little bit of, shall we say, lore
Okay.
that you would be.
Aware of.
Well, I would say that actually, given your high knowledge in occult, you would also know, Alice. The claims that Cain have walked the earth have been in perpetuity. This is something that previous generations of kindred have fought wars over. This is something that has driven the Sabbat from the start. This is something that has always been an issue. There's always been people who have claimed that Cain has walked among us, but there's never been any definitive proof or sightings thereof. It's always rumors and what ifs and circumstantial evidence at absolute best. Certainly nothing hard enough to actually turn people who weren't already inclined to be turned towards it. So, is this dude just another radicalized believer who is being hunted by kindred society because he is believing something impossible, or does he actually know? He says he's found some merit to the claims, but so did Charles Manson. That's the end of my input on this. I'll let you guys talk about Mr. Sons.
Al typed in the chat. She said, "My vote is to get rid of him.
Yeah.
There could be repercussions, but we have so much else on our plate."
Why is it not keeping up with the conversation? This is so annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know.
Personally,
Yes, yes.
personally, I'm not up to making the decision, so I stand by whatever decision is made. Whether if it's to rip his jaw,
All right.
let him
So
stay.
yeah.
Andrew
Yeah.
interrupts. So what are we doing with these two?
I thought we already said lick their wounds, and like we already had people working on getting them healed, or at least in a stable condition. And then once they're in a stable condition, Al's gonna make them forget.
Well, Andrew says, well, phlebotomy boy over here is going to be fine. Doesn't seem to really be snapping too. I'm assuming that there's probably something going on, and we won't really have to worry about him figuring anything out. Nobody's going to believe him anyways. But the other guy, we don't get something to stabilize him. Oh, Clyde and Rhea are going to be putting him out with the trash tonight.
If I gave him some of my blood, would that get him enough to get him to the hospital? Because he's so close to death, I might end up creating another one.
You might be better off letting a ghoul give him blood.
But
It might be better off if a ghoul or something gives him blood, because if you give him blood, you risk the chance of ghouling him or turning him.
ST, what do you say?
Yeah, so even if you even if you lick the wound clean, like there's still a lack of blood in the body.
Right. Use another ghoul.
How much better is the other guy? We can do a transfusion from one guy to the other. It depends on blood type too. Like this could totally not work depending on blood type. This could for all we know, he's AB negative. And it would just be a total fail.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, because a ghoul doesn't have to be a ghoul forever. Right? They can just choose to stop partaking and humanize.
They can't choose to stop partaking. It can be held away from them.
Okay, but what happens is they end up becoming. What happens if you hold the blood away from a ghoul?
So let's say that it's somebody who's of age, so not that has aged, that has been alive for a really long time, that's been in the same year.
Not Clyde.
So, well, I was going to say not Moira.
Opposite of Moira and Clyde.
So if you take the blood away from them, then they'll have a period of withdrawal, but they will, generally speaking, be able to go back to having a semi-human life, although it's going to be difficult to ever go back to a completely human life knowing what they know. On the flip side of that, somebody who's like Moira, taking the blood away from them will cause them to age rapidly within a very short period of time, to the point of death even.
Yeah.
And of course, there is also, and you would know this, and you also know this from your own knowledge now. These types of situations where ghouls are allowed to become human, that almost never happens. The Camarilla targets those people relentlessly. If somebody's not,
wouldn't they be a liability?
Enough to be alive. Yeah, that's a huge masquerade breach.
Yeah.
Liability.
Thanks, guys, for putting up with that.
Okay. So I'm talking to Home Slice, and I'm like, I need to see some of your evidence. if I'm going to even begin to accept your apologies, what kind of proof do you have to support your theories where everybody else couldn't find any?
He brings forth again the same images that he showed you from last time. The pictures of that were left out in the open in Miami that bear a striking resemblance to the ones you've seen in the subway. And he said it's
Wait a minute, let me ask you something.
Storyteller or Michael?
I'm trying to figure out if the guy would know this, but maybe I should just meta this one. Okay, so when he gives us the vision, or Michael, I'm not sure if it's all of us or Michael, this vision, is he planting it? Is this
No,
his personal experience and he's sharing like a view into the personal?
no, they're like photos.
Okay, so it's just kind of flashes, but the photos are
No, it's like
No,
they're
no,
like
it's
actual photos.
It's a photo book. It's
Right.
Yeah, it's still just pictures.
Yeah.
Like actual analog pictures.
But I thought you
Yep.
said there was like a vision or something.
I didn't hear anything about a vision.
No, the
Image.
yeah. there's
Okay,
image.
maybe I'm just used to it's kind of meta. I'm used to Knox like telling me, okay, you have an image in your head. So I'm like, who's got the image? Like, what are you seeing? No, we're talking literally.
Actual literal photo book.
Okay, sorry guys.
Actual JPEG.
I warned y'all, I'm tired of shit. I spent last night on a bus. I'm tired, y'all. Okay. I'm back.
Buses are brutal. Buses are brutal.
Fuck Greyhound. Oh, Greyhound. Oh, the worst. So the pictures we're
And he
seeing,
just shows
like,
me the picture again, and I'm like, and you think this is of Kane?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
And you think that these refer to Kane?
He goes, I am sure of it.
Why?
He goes, this is the story. This is these images. This is absolutely the story of our Father walking among us.
well, there's like,
How would I know if it was?
Now, you would probably know, given how old you are, you would have at some point encountered at least some description of the story, some knowledge, but it's one of those things where you also know that none of this is there's now none of these images, either the ones that you saw down in the sewers or the ones that he's showing you, make any mention of perchance Lilith, who is also a major player in that particular story. There is no mention of any of the city of Enoch. There's no of the original antediluvians that were the original clan founders.
So I'd like to ask him. Yeah, you seem to be quite fixated on this story of our father Cain, but what about the rest of the lore? Like, where?
Why don't you show him your pictures, Al? You've got pictures on your phone.
No.
Okay.
I hold my cards, man. You can sit there and keep asking to hit me, and that's because Vic, you don't know how to fucking play blackjack, okay? It's not who gets the highest cards ever and the mostest cards. It's not how it works.
War. This isn't.
This is fucking poker. Get your face on. I just want to know why you're so fucking obsessed with Cain when obviously our story is much more rich than that. How is he able to walk amongst us, as you say? Well, where's everybody else? Lilith? I'd love to meet that bitch.
Yeah, I really would.
So, can you explain to us?
He, at the mention of Lilith's name, turns away and goes, I would think that none of us would want to meet our Dark Mother.
What? What is this? What is your version of this story?
He says, I am sure it is the same as yours.
I've been raised by atheists. Try and educate me.
This is the story of Cain, the one who murdered his brother and was cursed by God to feed on the blood of the living for the rest of his days. Wandering aimlessly through the desert and fell upon the first woman, Adam's first wife, Lilith, who saw that Cain was being punished unjustly. After spending an untold amount of time together, Cain spurned her to create the city of Enoch. That is why we fear the sun. God's curse was the thirst after our brothers. Lilith's curse was that we fear that which gives us life. From there, the city of Enoch was created. And though we know not of the second generation, the third generation were so rich and so powerful that they fell upon one another. And there begins our clans. Andrea speaks up. She goes, yeah, that sounds like it makes about as much sense as, the whole we nailed a Jewish guy to a fucking cross and then he came back 3 days later. She makes a jerking off sign with her hand and says, I'm more concerned about what we're doing with these two.
Yeah.
Yep. I sure as fuck don't want that.
I'm gonna go ahead and try. I look at the one that's almost about to perish, and I'm like, well, we need more hands.
So, are you going to take him somewhere else to feed him your blood? Or are you just going to do it right there?
Probably right there.
Okay. So.
Because he's like close to death.
He is indeed close to death.
Yes. So, no corpse. Let's keep him a little above water.
So. One quick second here, as I believe there is actually a role for the situation.
Figured.
I guess I can't do that.
Cartwheel? Can't do that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was trying to fix something in OBS chat. So sorry. My bad. We cool.
am I supposed to roll?
1 second. I'm looking up what the roll's going to be.
17 red, 1 white.
Yeah, but I'm totally not appreciating the scrolling situation. It's a pain in the butt. Oh my god. I hope you guys can't hear that.
Okay, so
Jesus Christ.
here is the risk that you were at. He is close enough to death that
Jesus.
this could result in a ghoul. It could result in an embrace.
Ghoul or embrace your death.
You know what? The way that embraces are going, don't think it's gonna stick. Let's see if I can just keep him from being a corpse.
All right. So we're going to make this
Obviously. It's already here. Tell me the numbers.
You're going to roll 7 white dice.
Ooh, no reds.
Now, here before you start, hold on. What is your intention to basically ghoul him and prevent him from being murdered, or to actually embrace?
Oh no, it's a ghoul.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was like, that got serious
The embrace,
quick.
the embrace. I'm all about consent on the embrace.
Truth.
Okay.
Because remember, I wasn't really supposed to be a vampire. Just kind of happened.
All right.
I'm a little bitter pill about it.
7 dice.
All right, here we go.
Ooh.
Oh.
As you feed him your blood, you are worried that there is not enough blood in him and that this is going to turn him. So there is if you could breathe, there would be a collective sigh of relief as he takes a giant breath and looks up at you with very human eyes. He lays there looking up at you and says in a dreamy, kind of slurred, "Who are you?"
Just a schmuck that might have gotten you out of a jam and thrown you into one. You need to play. You need to put down. You need to rest, and we'll get to that later.
Clyde looks at you and says, "Should we put him in one of the cells?"
Is it cell necessary?
I would think a room, maybe. We got
Yeah.
a room. Put him up in an apartment.
Well, I think maybe Clyde's.
I'll watch over the room, but
Yeah, I mean, maybe Clyde's just scared this guy's gonna, turn tail and run as soon as he gets the energy and run his mouth. So maybe that's Clyde's.
No, you take him to one of the apartments, and I'll stand watch outside the door.
No, I mean, like, all right. What is? He's lost a lot of blood. He's been ghouled. He's not. I wouldn't think the process is like you immediately feel 100%.
Mm-mm.
No.
Like you still have been almost dead. I
Now
think.
his
I think he's
now-
going to be down for like at least a couple hours while this whole thing is finished.
now as a ghoul, he's going to regenerate a lot faster than a normal human. So
So an hour.
So a couple hours is probably a bit too long. He's going to be back on his feet pretty quickly here.
Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, not that side. He did lose a lot of blood.
That's okay. So we have like about an hour.
So what are you gonna? Where are you gonna put him?
Jesus.
Yeah, like do we have another green room or something?
We've got the apartment. Don't we have like a whole apartment complex across the way? We could just take him out and like.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
could.
why
I mean, you
apartment?
could. You could ask one of the ghouls to watch over him in the apartment.
I have volunteered. Like I said, I'll watch over him. I'm outside the room. I don't want to scare him when he wakes up and be the big ass.
Well, yeah, but you can't be over in the apartments. They
We
want
need you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
we need you here.
enough
Okay.
for you.
But yeah,
So yeah, call one of the ghouls, come get him. Make sure they keep an eye on him. He can't leave
Clyde's like,
until.
I'll take care of it. Andrea,
at least it's not a cleanup.
And say thanks, love, and
you-
and show him a bit of appreciation.
when you say at least it's not a cleanup, he makes an exaggerated kind of like at the door to the haven. Andrea thumbs at the other one and says, "What are we doing with him?"
He's in better condition.
We can throw him out with the trash too.
We if we can make him forget about the incident, that would probably be ideal. Let him forget and let him loose.
Mhm.
He'll have like a 3-day gap, 3-day memory gap, but
She,
that's she. Oh, is it she? Okay, she'll have a 3-day.
no, I was just saying, Andrea leans over him and she's like stabbing in front of his face, and she's like, "Hey, do you know where you are? You know the president is. Do you know what's going on?" When he like looks like he's completely blank. She looks up and she goes, "I don't think we're gonna have that problem. Where are we putting him? We just gonna shove him on a bus stop?"
Yeah, just shove him on a bus stop.
Get the get him on a bus, a couple cities out.
No, man, just put him on a bus stop. Close to a 24-hour clinic.
She's like, "On it."
Thank you.
You hear her grumbling under her breath. Where's Idaho?
All right.
Man.
Alice had to go take care of business.
Mm-hmm.
So Clyde has escorted your new ghoul to the apartments.
Okay.
Andrea,
Did we get a name, by the way?
no.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
He's still in early recovery.
Andrea takes the other one to a bus stop. So, with those particular issues handled for the moment, what are you going to do?
Oh, shit. Okay. So, let me think.
Are we still in the room with him?
Well, you were in the hallway.
Okay. So I go back into the room. No, and I'm going to confront him, and I'm going to say, it's a pity we couldn't encourage your search any longer, but the rules have been violated, and There's a zero tolerance policy. Leave as fast as you can.
He says, understood. We'll be gone by dawn.
We'll make sure of it.
At this point,
Oh,
oh,
sorry. I finish off with good luck to you and in your quest for and your search for the knowledge.
Alice, you're gonna say?
yeah, by this point, have I gotten anything on my phone?
You have not.
Okay. Just figure it was halfway through the night. If something was going to come through, it would have.
No word from Ruby.
Still just that bullshit, like, music list. Like, I mean, I lived through the 90s and 80s and mixtapes and that bullshit, and it was confusing enough to figure out what the fuck people were trying to say to you. Now, got this Spotify bullshit, and I have no way to respond. That's the fucked up thing. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? Not with this information.
Why not make your own playlist?
Shit, who's got
I mean,
the
it
fucking
seems like
time for
another
that?
one of those like social networking things. So I'm sure you could just throw up a bullshit profile that she'd know.
Maybe it's gonna be the only way at this point.
I mean, that's the way.
I
she's
really
choosing to
didn't think about
communicate.
it, but maybe it's her language. Maybe it's, I don't know. But you're right. If you've got shit handled here, I'll go figure out that bullshit.
Yeah, feel free.
So yeah, at this point, I go to my apartment and
So you have a
Start-
haven. Just clarify.
A haven,
You have a
sorry.
haven.
sorry. But yeah. And I just kind of, if Lane has things taken care of upstairs, then I'm going to try to sit and figure out how to create my own playlist in order to appeal to Ruby.
Okay. So, if you were going to send Ruby a song, what would it be?
And what are you trying to say? Baby, come back.
I was the king of Spain. Now
Oh, you shut your mouth. Like, I'm fucking torn because, like, I feel like I should just be like,
Natalie and Bruglia torn. Got it.
no!
just send her.
Sadly enough, that actually,
just send her.
once you put it that way, because I was like thinking somewhere between Ash Nico's Cry, you know, and she's like, bitch, are you trying to make me cry? Are you trying to make me lose it? But then, like, also, like, the sad side, that's where Alice is bipolar, just goes fucking bonkers. Do I be mean or do I grovel? What the fuck?
I mean, you can do both. It's a playlist.
Yeah, but being too aggressive, I don't want to scare her away on the off chance. I mean, she's a big fucking mystery right now. What if she is being held against her will? To be aggressive could hurt her.
Well, what are the songs? What order do they come in? What do they seem to say? What is she trying to say to you through those songs?
Storyteller, can you drop that in chat?
Okay, so
I know one was Fanagram, and
so hold on. So the question
who's the kitty?
is, what were the list of songs?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the kitty?
One quick.
Come on. He said, Truffles, come here.
And I guess their order.
Truffles.
The first one was the Fanagram one.
Come on.
Pentagram?
Yeah, the first one was. I don't remember
Good
the name of the song.
girl.
Oh, the name of the song was Bill Murray.
Yeah, it was Bill Murray. It was a good one.
I'm trying to remember what the second one
He's
was
a Truffles.
without actually going through all the.
He's a good
Frontier
girl.
Psychology?
He's a good girl.
No, that was something else. What was the name of the group again?
Fantagram?
So hold on, I need to now create
You might as well just actually go to Spotify and
I
make this a
thought I'm going
list.
to at some point. I just haven't yet.
And then just keep adding to it. And then, like, you could do some cool, creepy shit with me where it's like middle of the day. I'm like, you know, putting the dishes away. And then I'm like, you have an alert from Alice. Or not from Alice, from Ruby. And it'll be a song. And I'll just be like, oh, cool.
The first track back in session 11 was Garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's garbage. That's right.
What was the song?
We started out
Say that again, Knox.
Empty.
Empty.
yeah. It's a good one. One of my favorites, actually.
The second track was by Fantagram. That was Bill Murray. That was in session 12.
Man, chat is so quiet tonight. Oh, very quickly, Zack, I was able to hear from John. I messaged him personally, and they've got him on call this week, like, to the storms. So he may not be on at all. But
That's understandable. That was me last week. So
yeah, just wanted to let you know.
Storms?
There's been tropical depressions or storms all week.
He works for Centerpoint Energy, I think. So being an energy company, he has to kind of be.
Yes, because we all learned about your energy companies. The power grid.
Oh, how lovely.
Everything works.
Yeah, but
In good old Texas.
He's one of our weekly
Down
viewers.
in
Like,
Idaho, Texas.
Oh, yeah. If you've noticed in the chat, the Dark Wolf.
John logs in to watch us almost every week, but
Yeah.
he won't.
He's a
be here
regular.
tonight. But yeah, he's almost every Monday. He's watching us.
Why is this not automatically scrolling anymore?
I know. Well, it actually, since I left it open, it seems to auto do it. But when you close it, it's like it stops right there, and then you open it again, and you got to scroll. So I don't know. Oh my god, my eyes.
The third song on the track list was in session 13 was Queens of the Stone Age, the lost art of keeping a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's a bad one.
Exactly.
Like I said, they've all been pretty depressing and pretty like all the songs have been like pretty not positive.
And that's why it's been like fucking with me that I can't get a hold of her.
And last week. Oh yes, it was. Last week in session 17,
Got 2 songs.
you woke up to 2 additional tracks. Now worth noting is that the notifications were spaced out by several hours.
Okay. I don't think I knew that.
Was
Hi,
I Can't
Needly.
Get High by Royal and the Serpent.
I can't get high.
Which is pretty telling for someone like Ruby.
The 5th track was
Like, it almost-
Eight-Legged Dreams by Unlike Pluto.
Like, maybe
What
I'm
was the name
reading.
of the song? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I heard Unlike Pluto. What was the name of the song?
Eight-Legged Dreams.
Eight-Legged Dreams. Okay. Eight-Legged Dreams.
No, the whole thing with I Can't Get High just kind of felt like either she can't get drugs that she feels she needs, or she's being, like, they're being withheld from her. What are you doing?
And these both came in session 14. Like,
Those last
No,
two
that
came
was
in
last session.
last week.
What are you doing down there?
and like how many hours apart? Are we talking about like AM, PM, or PM, like night?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first track from Royal and the Serpent was early in the day. The second track from Unlike Pluto was just before evening.
Okay.
What's your mommy doing? What's your mommy?
I don't know. I can't get high kind of seems like it might be a situation where they can't. They're in a situation where they can't afford enjoyment. If that makes sense.
I don't know. And with Ruby, who knows if it's meant literally or figuratively or what the fuck if I don't know what's
mean-
going on with her.
It could
Well,
be you.
worth mentioning
Mm-hmm.
is the last two came after her encounter with Bianca, where she shot Bianca.
Yeah. So the last two that came within hours of each other was post Bianca, where the whole fiasco came about with your sire.
Yeah. No, it's definitely worth looking into.
So, if you were going to leave a song, what would it be?
Triangle Man, Triangle Man.
God, Zachary.
Stop!
Actually, Youth by Daughter.
What do you name your playlist?
Outgoing Male.
Seriously? What is her playlist called?
XOXO.
Huh? XOXO?
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't
I'm
do
trying to make
outgoing man.
this as like nondescript. So if someone's watching her or is trying to monitor whatever communication she's allowed to have, I'm trying to make this nondescript.
Yeah, but you're also trying to reach her. And if she's like in this like distress, you're going to have to try and reach her. What is your message to her? Baby, come, what are you saying? Come back, return, or
Was daughter youth, you said?
Youth. Mm-hmm. Ah, fuck it. John's here. He made it.
John.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm not the fucking... Shit. Okay, let's name it Where Do You Go When You Sleep? Sorry, I looked up and saw my Billie Eilish program and I was like, well, I'm not going to make it exactly. Let's see how I can reword this. Sound creative.
oh, I adore her and it breaks my heart.
She's fucking amazing live. That's for sure.
So, the evening is drawing to a close. Vic, what do you do with the end of your night?
Huh? I guess make sure A-hole's gone. I don't want him hanging around the club anymore. I'm making sure he sticks to his word and he's gone by morning.
It is a little unsettling when you are there watching things, trying to make sure that he keeps to his word. It seems like you only turn your back for a minute, maybe 2 minutes to answer a question from Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
You turn back. The room is empty, and it's as if he was never there. The only evidence are those markings on the door
Let's get a new door.
I
go
want this shit.
upstairs.
I want this shit translated first. That's for sure.
So if you can read it, I can't read anything. I'll go upstairs and ask Michael, and let Michael know
No
that
shit,
he's
Sherlock.
So
Clyde's like,
he's
you
gone.
just put it in a fucking wood chipper.
This is not Monsters Inc.
Alice.
Mm.
You sent your track to Ruby. What do you do with your last time this evening?
How's my hunger?
You're good.
I don't know.
Didn't you feed at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
or did you fail?
One.
Yeah, you fed. Yeah, you fed.
Okay. First thing, I definitely want to send a text to the number that I had from Marla. Because I haven't heard from her in a while, yeah?
That is true. What do you text her?
Long time no hear. What you up to? Yes, baby cat. Kiss. Kiss.
Do you want to do anything else?
I mean, if it's that late, I'll probably at least text Lane and just make sure that she's got bar closed tonight. That like we've just been dealing with too much bullshit. Can she handle the count out?
Lane texts you back in the affirmative. Let you know she's got it. Michael, how do you spend the last minutes of your evening?
Well, I'm hungry, so I'm finally gonna get something to eat.
So, you are actually doubly hungry. I should have added that as giving your blood.
As I said, I know. I'm hungry. I'm trying to get something to eat.
You are quite hungry. What? So, roll. 3 red, 3 white.
What is that?
What?
That sound, the crinkling sound.
I'm opening my chocolate. John redeemed a chocolate. I have a chocoholic button, so when people earn enough little soul gems, they can spend them and make me eat chocolate.
I like it.
So I was showing him what I picked because I thought that was only fair.
Fair. No, I understand now.
And it's super good. White chocolate with sea salt caramel.
That's not real chocolate. It's something.
I agree with you, but
Everybody knows white chocolate's not chocolate.
not everybody. What? Why can't I pull up the goddamn rolling scripts again? I copied and pasted something else, and now I've like lost the settings. Why could you just open?
He's gonna type it in for you.
I mistyped it, so don't do it.
Yeah, John. These are.
Just give me the
There you go. You can
the
re-roll
letters.
that.
I'll type it in for you, John.
I re-roll that. Thank you.
Yeah, you can re-roll that. Yeah, you got the same thing. So. Just could have just taken my roll.
So,
Equivalent.
you wading through the club, you find a young woman who is perhaps a little plain. She looks a little, maybe even homely, but when you look at her with your Toreador eyes, you don't see the homely and the plain. You see how absolutely stunning she could be if she actually put a little bit of effort into this. And that potential just draws you to her. She turns around and she stammers a little bit, but those eyes, those lips, that charm, it's a little hard to turn down. So,
Sorry. Chat. Sorry.
I'm getting fed.
I read it at the same time.
so
We have the best chat, I swear.
how much are you going to drink?
Oh gosh. Enough not to harm her, but enough, but as much as I can.
So you could drink 2.
I'll drink 2.
When you pull away from her, you are almost slightly overcome by the resonance of her blood. It is as close to pure unbridled lust as you have maybe ever tasted. It is a very specific, delectable treat.
I purr in her ear and I just say, you're coming to bed with me tonight.
She nods. And as you take her by the hand, your phone rings.
She's like, I already got a booty call. I don't need another booty call.
The number is Threadity.
I call over one of the ghouls and have them escort her to my room, and I take the call.
When you pick up the number, all you can hear is what sounds like popping. Loud, rapid popping. And perhaps an explosion? You hear hurried breath and the sounds of footsteps scuffing on the ground rapidly. There is a empty moment. Threadity whispers into the phone. We got hit tonight. There's just so many of them. Fucking silver vans. You need to be careful. They got Raoul. Fuck, I gotta go. And the line goes dead.
Do we have any idea of where they would have been at this point? Like, they haven't been gone from the club for long.
We've been gone from the club for a couple hours.
Oh, hours, yeah. It's been a couple hours. Because we were downstairs dealing with what's his nuts.
Nuts.
And with that,
You didn't know it was coming? I was waiting. I was like, he's going to end it now. Wait, no, maybe he's going to end it now.
the end of our chronicle for this evening.
doesn't make it any better knowing it's coming. It doesn't,
I know,
it does,
I know,
actually.
I know. Telling you.
Oh, Raul. God damn it. I liked Raul.
I know,
Your
me too.
buddy! Oh no, you lost your
He was my buddy.
He was like your BFF. Oh,
Yeah, he was like my Bruja pal, man.
exactly.
Shit.
Oh no.
Oh, man. Not Raul.
Sorry for your loss. R.I.P.
Gonna pour one out for my homie tonight.
Michael is like frozen and clenched and is like hoping Thornity makes it out alive.
Well, we will return.
Oh boy, poor Idaho missed all the fun.
2 weeks.
Oh yes, so for why don't we go ahead and do that? I know we kind of did them as opening announcements, but anything you at least as far as game related would like to go ahead and refresh everybody on before we go for the night?
All right, so we'll go back over all of the announcements. Again, there is discussion as we discussed very, very, very early, very beginning of the stream. We are looking into doing a second night, probably maybe in a different system, maybe same system but a different setting. Some of the ones that were up for contemplation were Blades in the Dark, Cyberpunk Red, The Wild Sea, and of course we did mention doing a different version using the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition setting, or rules anyways. So if you want, put that in. Alice was going to put up a poll, so you can vote on that, and we'll take that into account, what people are interested in. No, there will be no game next Monday. My significant other is leaving on vacation, leaving me to take care of my autistic son, so family's got to come first. So we will be out for next week. We will be back on the following Monday after that.
Mm-hmm.
It's Memorial Day, so I imagine some viewers might be out too.
That's true. That's true. Everybody's gonna kind of hopefully safely. If you're not vaccinated, wear your fucking mask. Seriously, people.
And get vaccinated.
Even if you are, but yes, especially those of you resistant,
Go
you
get
know
vaxxed.
what? Just do it.
Go get back.
Hey, you Karens, go get vaccinated.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, I already had I had my first TikTok war over the weekend
no.
with a Vax Karen. Her whole thing was in her video, it's like, look, I'm not anti-vax, okay? Like, my kids have had their immunizations. I grew up getting my immunizations, but this vaccine, it just came out way too fast. It has not been tested. Like, first of all, she said it has not been tested. Like they just released the shit into the wild, okay?
Like the
And,
FDA plays like that.
And I called her out on her bullshit. I was like, you cannot claim you are not anti-vax if you're stating that you don't believe people should get something. What's your personal choice is your personal choice, but it's going to affect the rest of us. And she threw a shit fit. I was like, look, I didn't put your video up. You put your video up. The fuck? Oh. Hold on, I'm fixing it. The shit I go through.
There you are.
I know, what the hell? The whole thing froze. It was really weird. I was scared. It was
on an anti-vaxxer rant, and they were like, "No, we can't."
I know. That's what it is. It's the Jewish space lasers that those Karens believe in. It just shot right in and killed my feed.
Yeah, imagine being related to one. I mean, or having one in your family.
You and I can talk after this and compare some stories after my week at home with my family.
Oh, I have stories from this week.
Okay.
Oh,
You and me.
yeah.
We'll make sure we say bye-bye first. In the words of Mickey Mouse, what happened? Everything froze. I don't know why. It's done it twice tonight. We've all had to restart Roll20 twice tonight, so.
the words of Mickey Mouse were hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Hot dog, hot dog, hot
Hot dog,
diggity dog.
I mean, that's when he likes
diggity dog.
something. But he does say, wait. Yeah, so long, folks.
That was great.
Wow.
I didn't even know you could do a Mickey voice, but that was great. Like, for being impromptu, that was...
Oh, Lord. I've only been told I do Valley Girl really well. I do Valley Girl really well, apparently. Saw Clueless at just the right age. I was like, oh my God, can you... I just can't believe that she even said that about me in gym class. Like, seriously? Like, fucking for real. I will totally string her up. Because you gotta have attitude sometimes.
I will
Sometimes.
I will post in the in our group chat on Messenger, details about the wedding for those
Yes.
who can attend. I would love to see y'all. Obviously, I know it's only 3 weeks out, so I know it's probably gonna be impossible, but I'd love to see some of you.
Do what we can.
And of course, I will see you on
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
the 31st.
I know, John. I know. You got here so late. I know, hon. Not your fault. You're a hardworking man. But there will be, you know, I record all my sessions. They are on my channel.
You can go back to seeing when we talked about you before you logged on.
He gonna be like, what the hell y'all talking about me for?
What now?
It was all it was all good. Don't
Yeah.
worry. You'll be happy.
And here I will even throw this out to the people who are watching. If we have spaces, if you are interested in participating in one of our upcoming games, let us know. We could always use more players. And
Yes, please hit me up either with a whisper here on Twitch, or if you go into my bio, there's all of my other social media links. You can get a hold of me there.
Hey, John, we're talking.
Yeah, right, John. It's John.
Come play with us.
Listen to the woman, John. I'm gonna have to send him that link.
Listen to the woman, John.
I'm gonna have to send him that
Listen
link.
to the woman, John.
Whitest kids, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we can't hear the name John and not say that.
I can't hear the whitest kids you know thing without thinking about the gravest.
It's a
Motorcycle mama.
No, it's the skit they do where Lincoln gets killed in the theater, and the guy on the stage is like, talking mad shit. And Lincoln gets up and he's upset at the play, and he's like sit down, listen. And Lincoln's wife was like, sit down, John, sit down. He's like, listen to the woman, John, sit down, John, sit down
and shut the fuck
I
up.
actually remember that now.
Yes,
I remember
yes.
this so vividly now.
Yeah, so I'm
so
always
true.
fucking around like, listen to the woman, John. So yeah, John, please let us know if your schedule would accommodate something like that. I know you'd be down. And like I said, any viewers would love to, hear from you, work with your, see your experience with this kind of gaming, and go from there. I think, was that all the announcements? Is that everything? Am I forgetting something? I probably am. But
No, just that.
One of the add-ons was, even though we will not have Vampire next Monday night, I might just jump on and stream and hang out with you guys, chat, check out some. I've got a bunch of Steam games I haven't even opened yet. So, just like, social hour. Let's count for that, and that way we keep our schedule going.
Awesome.
John says he thinks he would be a real a-hole vampire because he kept hearing us call the guy a-hole.
The other game wouldn't be vampire, like you said. It would be
yes.
It might be.
It could be, but it could be like steampunk red, or it could also be.
I'm gonna put a
Cyberpunk.
poll on my Instagram, you guys. Anybody can check out my Instagram. Links are on my bio. I I know they have a poll function there and also on Facebook. So I can obviously put some things up there and see what people's feelings are, what they might like to watch. It'll probably weigh in at about a third of the decision-making process, but we do want to hear what you guys have to say.
Absolutely.
Your vote counts, but not that much.
But
We're honest about it.
mostly. All right, guys, we're all tired. We've had long weeks, all of us. So we hope you have a fabulous week. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Bye, John.
Bye, guys.